Hey everyone, this is Tori from TryArt, and today we're going to talk about some watercolor mediums that you can use to make watercolors better. Let's start with the watercolor ground. So watercolor ground is basically a gesso for watercolors, except it's a really thick, fibrous paste. It's basically made out of all these really itty bitty little plastic fiber hairs that are coated in titanium dioxide to give you a really beautiful white base. You can apply it either with a brush or with a spreading tool. I personally prefer to use it with a spreading tool just because I find that I like the effect better and it's a lot easier to spread. So basically all you want to do is just start taking globs and spreading it out. Pretend like you're icing a cake. We have applied our wet layer of watercolor ground. I'm just gonna give you an even closer look. There's so much beautiful texture in this. It's a really great one. Like I said, you can take a brush and kind of brush it out a little bit. So let's let this dry for now, and let's bring back our dried panel because we are going to show just how beautiful these watercolors are going to look. Let's take some blue green, some phthalo blue. Oop. And let me just show you just how wonderful this is. Gives you a beautiful, nice flat surface. So with this one, I did spend a bit more time on it just so I could get it nice and smooth and flat so you could see. But look how beautifully that watercolor ground is taking in the paint. And you can apply this to any substrate. You can apply it to bamboo panel like I did. You can apply it to aluminum panel. You can apply it to canvas. There's so many different options that you can do to apply and make into a perfect watercolor substrate for you. And then that way, you don't have to worry about trying to attach whatever you're working on onto a substrate if that's what you like to do. Kind of saves you a little bit of an in-between step if you hate the finickiness of trying to apply paper. I'm gonna add a little bit of green. The watercolor ground too is really fantastic. You don't have to worry if you're scrubbing too hard about pilling or the paper rubbing up. So you can see the only thing that's coming up is the color. None of the ground. So you can rework it to your heart's content. Okay, so we've explored that. Let's have a look at masking fluid, also known as Frisket. So masking fluid is a really handy tool to have. It's latex based. So if you're using this, please make sure that you're not using your best brush. Otherwise, you're going to be very sad afterwards. And now because we've laid this down on the paper, all the area over the red that the blue goes over will now be blocked off. Same with all the area on the white as well. And this becomes really handy when you're creating things, because once it is dry, you can then take the colors that you like. Let's use that blue-green again. And you can basically apply a new layer. So you can effectively do a wash or anything you like over top and protect the areas that you've masked. Okay, so now that this is dry, let's actually peel off the masking fluid so you can see exactly what the end result is. You can either grab at a thick part or an end and start pulling. I like to just take my finger and start rubbing it against the edge of it, because that usually will help pull it up. It might take you a bit of time to get it up, but just be patient. It's really simple and really easy to do. So I will note that there is a little bit of blue on the red, and that's mostly my fault because I'm a very messy artist. I'm sure that if you are careful and if you make sure that you don't have messy fingers when you roll it back, it will come off super pristine. But that's what happens when you're a messy, messy artist. Frisket usually takes anywhere to dry, depending on how thickly you apply it. I'd say at least an hour. If you're applying it very thinly, about an hour. If you're applying it very thickly, I would actually probably give it a couple hours to even overnight, just so that you're safe. So there's the end result on that one. So Frisket or masking fluid is a really great one. You can layer over top of layers. I could go back over top of this and put some more on and keep doing as many layers as I like. As long as you pull it off, it's not permanent. It'll come off super easily. Another technique that you can use with the masking fluid is you can actually use it to create designs that you can then have blocked off. So let's take our frisking brush. So this is just a brush that I've declared a little bit old. It was already getting a little bit gungy. And so now this is my official masking brush. So what I'm going to do is basically treat the masking fluid as if it's paint. And I'm going to just start sketching out what I'd like to block off. And you can, again, do this for however you like. Maybe you just want to do a design. Maybe you'd like to do flowers like how I'm doing today. But the choice is really up to you. It's so easy. It basically feels as if you're painting with ink, and it's just a really great technique to get things going. I've got this one dry. So this is one I made last week with the masking fluid with the same kind of theme to it. So let's again take our big brush, and I'm going to use the blue-green again just to make it simple. Today's a blue-green day. And what you can do is, again, do a wash, or maybe if you want to take that color and just put it into the different petals. Let's try that actually. Let's take a bit of the red light. Let's make this daisy red. You can really see on the daisy how the masking fluid is rejecting it. And that's how you know that it's going to have these beautiful clean lines once you pull it off. Basically think of this as if it's a resist drawing. So if you know, like when you put crayon down and then do watercolors over top of that and the crayon resists that, think of masking fluid the same way, except it's latex based. So you can see, especially on this one, how great the masking fluid is to create detail, beautiful little lines. You can get very precise with this as well if you want to. One final technique that I'm going to show you that you can do with masking fluid is a really neat one. So this one's a little bit more abstract if you like little details. And that one is creating splatters with it. So you can take it with your brush, grab an old toothbrush, you can do it that way, and just make the splatters. No rhyme or reason. While we let this dry, let's have a look at one that I've already done. So again, we have a dried one right here. Okay, so this is dry, so let's see how it works. So all you need is a little bit of gentle pressure. I'm using my nail a little bit just because these dots are a little sticky. But realistically, all you need to do is take the tip of your finger and start rubbing at it, and it's gonna come off. It's really therapeutic, actually. But you can see now on this one, we have these beautiful little abstract dots and speckles. Masking fluid's also a really great way if you want to keep any spaces white, like pure white. This is going to be the tool you want to reach for. Sometimes watercolorists say that using it to create white spaces is cheating. I say use the tools you have, because why not? If they're available to you, why not use them? Make your life a little bit easier. Okay. So that one is done with our beautiful speckles.